more information that way as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The gentlelady's time has expired. The chair now recognizes the chairman of the full committee, the gentleman from Oregon, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Smith, thanks again for being here today. As you know, this is a sample of a copy of an Equifax credit report in my hand. It lists Social Security numbers, address, credit history, debts, all the sort of personal financial information. It's the lifeblood of Equifax, right? I mean, these data points are really, really important to what you do as a company.
Congressman, that's correct.
It's a $3 billion company, data on 820 million customers worldwide, and yet it appears this breach happened because the company didn't know it was running certain software on its system, right? The Apache Strut software that had the patch requirement.
Yeah, Congressman, as I alluded to in my opening comments and the written testimony, there was a human error and a technology error that did not allow us to identify.
And I think that's what we're trying to get to here. If I understand it right, your own information technology system did not tell the Equifax Security Division that the Apache Strut software, which contained the vulnerability that led to this breach, was running on the Equifax system. How did that happen?
Congressman, the day after the notification came out from CERTS, the security team notified a wide range of people in the technology team who were responsible for then finding the patch, finding the vulnerability, applying the patch, and then days later, as is typical protocol, to deploy a technology scanner to then go look for the vulnerability, find the vulnerability. If it found a vulnerability, it knew it was not patched. Both the human deployment of the patch and the scanning deployment did not work. But the protocol was followed.
Okay, so then people ask us, how does that happen? If, as a sophisticated a company as you headed is, with so much at risk, how does this happen? And you know, we have colleagues that say we're going to, you know, double the fines, triple the fines, put fines in, do all these things, but how does this happen when so much is at stake? I don't think we can pass a law that, excuse me for saying this, but fixes stupid. I can't fix stupid, as a colleague of mine used to say. With so much at risk, I've talked to other software companies and people in this space who say some companies have an automated system that when a patch comes out, it automatically gets installed. That's not what you had necessarily, right?
I'm unaware of an automatic patch. System we have in place is security gets notification, and it's not uncommon to get notification from software providers routinely about vulnerabilities that are discovered. They follow the protocol, which is to notify the appropriate people within the time frame that the protocol called for. Unfortunately, the human error was they did not find the patch.
If I could, the human error piece you reference, is that they didn't know that that particular software was running on your system, Apache Struts was running? Because that's what needed patching, right?
Congressman, great question. If I may clarify.
Yeah, please.
The human error was the individual who was responsible for communicating in the organization to apply the patch did not.
So does that mean that that individual knew that the software was there and it needed to be patched and did not communicate that to the team that does the patching? Is that the heart of the issue here?
That is my understanding, sir.
And there's no, I was on a bank board for a while, and we always had sort of double checks on everybody, right? Do you not have a double check of some sort, an audit of some sort? Is there? It seems like that was a single point.
The double check was the scanning device that was deployed a few days later.
But did the scanning device I don't know how that process works. Does it know you have that software, or do you have to tell it that's what you're scanning for? It's
the latter. You got to tell it what it's looking for. It scans the environment.
And so the individual who didn't tell the IT team, I'll call it the IT team, whatever, the security team, that's where the individual failed. Was that the same person telling them what to look for?
No, the scanner is deployed by the security team, and I should clarify there that the rationale, the reason why the scanner, the technology piece, did not locate the vulnerability is still under investigation by outside counsel.
All right. One final question. You've referenced this suspicious movements of data. You've referenced incident. American people think all of that is breach. How regularly did you have incidents or suspicious movement of data? Is this a routine thing that people would call, hey, we had another incident, we had another suspicious movement of data, or was this sort of outside normal
Congressman, thank you for that
operations?
question. As you alluded to in your comments, we do have a lot of data, and our primary goal is to protect that data, and we have experienced millions of suspicious activity against our database any given year.
But to the point that the head of your security team comes to you and says, hey, we got another one?
Oh, yeah, that is not uncommon. It's not uncommon.
How often would that happen in the course of a week? That they would come to the CEO and say, heads up?
I don't have a number for you, Congressman, but it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for us to engage forensic audit firms. It's not uncommon for us to engage outside counsel to help us think things through when there's suspicious activity. It's a part of doing business in a data business, as you alluded to.
Thank you for the indulgence on the committee. I yield the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back, and the chair recognizes the ranking member of the full committee, the gentleman from New Jersey, for 5